This is Dr. David coming to you from Montreal, Canada, and this is the Retina Hot Mic case series from iCare PD, where the PD stands for Professional Development. Today we are talking pigment epithelial detachments, or PEDs. This is a very common referral into my retina practice, so I wanted to share with you two cases. The first case is a 74-year-old woman who presented with this type of appearance that you can see here, a lot of drusen on the image. Let's take a look at how that appears on the OCT. Here you can see her OCT image taken at the time of presentation, and what you'll notice is a pigment epithelial detachment with this reflective material underneath, and that's consistent with the drusenoid pigment epithelial detachment. Let's scroll through the image, and you can see the pigment epithelial detachment. You've got different undulations as you scroll through. And we're going to now scroll back down, and you could basically see all the areas where you've got drusen with these drusenoid pigment epithelial detachments. Let me show you what happens to her over time. Okay, so this is what happened to her over time. Here you've got 2013, 2015, and 2018. You can notice in the B-scan cuts that you've got a drusenoid pigment epithelial detachment, and then in 2015, that's actually gone. It's not unusual that drusen will come and go, and you'll see that on the OCT as changes in these drusenoid pigment epithelial detachments. And then, of course, as you go out to 2018, in these registered scans, meaning they're taken at the same place along the retina, you can see now there's another PED. Of course, if you look above, you can see very big changes where you've got not a lot in 2013, a little bit in 2015, and quite a lot more drusenoid pigment epithelial detachments in 2018. Very importantly, as you're scrolling through, what you notice is you do not have intraretinal fluid, you do not have subretinal fluid, and you do not have subretinal hyperreflective material. All of that is to say that this is consistent with the drusenoid pigment epithelial detachment in a patient with dry, age-related macular degeneration. Now let me show you a counterexample. Here we're now looking at images of a 97-year-old gentleman, and you've got January 2018, September 2018, and then 2019, March 2019. So what we'll do is we'll simply start scrolling through these images, and you'll watch the B-scan. You can see back in 2018 there are some small drusenoid pigment epithelial detachments, but not much to speak of. Of course, here in 2018, later in the year, again, not much changes. Drusenoid pigment epithelial detachments. However, if you've been cheating and looking ahead, you can see in March of 2019 something different happens. It's eccentric to the foveal center, but what you can see is this pigment epithelial detachment with early subretinal fluid and early subretinal hyperreflective material. For a variety of reasons, the patient chose not to be treated initially, and let me show you what happens with the natural history there. And the patient comes back, and you can see they're substantially worse. Definitive subretinal hyperreflective material now is noted, as well as significant amounts of subretinal fluid and an ever-increasing pigment epithelial detachment. All of that is to say that you want to look for the company that things keep, meaning if you've got subretinal hyperreflective material, intraretinal fluid, subretinal fluid with a PED, you need to be suspicious that you're actually looking at a lesion that's choroidal neovascularization. As I wind down this hot mic, let me remind you of the online OCT training available at iCare PD. We offer a complete macular OCT bootcamp, moving from the basics to advanced diagnostics. It's the perfect supplement to this hot mic series and will sharpen your skills. And with that, this is Dr. David signing off, and I am always learning.